Tonight, we're here to begin the A to Z Impacts of Plastics digital series. We aim to expose the threats and costs to those impacted by ecological devastation and to continue putting forward analysis of industry actions in terms of the interlocking systems of poverty, racism, ecological devastation, and militarism.
We touch plastic more than we touch our loved ones on a day-to-day basis.
From a health standpoint, this is terrible. From an economic standpoint, it's nonsensical when the demand for plastic is going down and down and down, and we need to keep the fossil fuels in the ground.
Only 9% of plastic ever made has been recycled.
Plastics are one of the most greenhouse gas intensive manufacturing industries out there. And what we're finding with our work is that the air pollution is everywhere. It is across the entire supply chain.
People who live in the shadows of these plants have a 10-year less life expectancy of the average American because by the way they live, and they live in the chemical corridor, as we call it, Cancer Alley.
At the end of the day, the climate crisis, as we term it, is a result of white supremacy, colonialism, imperialism, and capitalism. And so any solution that is not resisting and addressing those systems of oppression is not a solution.
I think we all agree that we really need to transition away from this polluting industry, but we don't want to leave workers behind. But we can also put oil and gas workers back to work in plugging old and abandoned wells, which is a huge challenge many states are dealing with now.
We need to look at ways to have a diversified, stable economy that circulates the dollars in the local community more.
We need a cultural shift. We got one on smoking, and the amount of people smoking now has been severely reduced. We need a cultural shift on plastic. We've done this before in America, and globally we can do it again.
The number one thing is to educate and spread awareness, and sometimes that doesn't feel very proactive because you don't feel like you're directly doing something, but it plants seeds that will spread very quickly and eventually will blossom into organized collective actions.
I get hope knowing there's this bigger picture out there that sees the connection between the fracking and these petrochemical manufacturers and the consumerism and the recycling.
Anybody can be part of this movement, and we want everybody to be part of this movement.
Find common ground. Talk to everyone.
Because you never know who can be an ally.
We articulate in our lens of work the intersections of poverty, of climate, of democracy, of systemic racism. All of that is linked, and it forms a vicious nexus which we see manifest in different ways in different communities. But the key is that the solution is that cohesive narrative, recognizing these issues are interlinked, we are interlinked, and our response must be so.
The change must be systemic.
I just feel that so much in my heart that the work that we're doing here is beautiful, beautiful work.
We're talking about how to change our society in a fundamental way.
There's power, on this call, power in these circles.